Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ultimate Knife Search. Today we have one question. Are this $8 knife worth anything? So stay tuned and let's find out together. Yes, let's find out together if this knife here are worth anything, and it's only cost $8. And for $8, I think you can get, don't know, 6 packets of beer or something. But of course, if you are a Navy SEAL or you, like me, go out in the forest and survive for several days, no, this knife is not for you, I don't think. But let's take a closer look at it and let's see how we can do for everyday tasks and a normal use and maybe a little bit hard work. You don't know. I know this knife here is stainless steel. It's I know the blade length is 17 centimeters and it's only weight 160 grams. And you can see the thickness of the spine. If you compare to my Cold Steel SA1 there, you can see it's a pretty thin spine. So but again, it's only $8, guys, and $8 can maybe be okay. And I will say I'm pretty actually like the handle. I think the handle is, and I have big hands, as I mentioned in all my videos, the handle is actually pretty good. So I will say the handle is actually better than some of my knife to $250. So maybe I should send this knife here into these companies and say, can you copy this handle here, and so you can make something better on your expensive knives. So, but as you can see, it had a cutting edge there and some serrations and jibbing up there. I don't know why they are there, maybe for some finer work or something. And it's not a full tang. I think it's a stick tang construction there, and the handle is plastic. And I can see through the lanyard hole that there's nothing metal in there, so I think it's just glued on. So, and the sheet on this knife here is some kind of, I don't know, nylon, or I don't know what to call it in English, iprane or something like this. Something you use for swimsuits, so or diving suits. So, but they are cheap, guys, $8, and I must say, when of course it's a little bit difficult to take it out and in because of serrations, but I must say when it's in the sheet, it's pretty okay. Remember, guys, $8. So let's start for a little bit testing here. And again, it's a pretty good handle there. So I start to make some small chops with some ropes here, and it cuts pretty good. It goes right to the rope. It's no problem. So and let's see how. Oh, you can make a push cut, but you can make a normally cut there, I think. So yes, okay, sharp. It's not razor sharp. Take one hair or two, but it's not razor sharp. And these serrations they are very aggressive, so I don't think they have, but let's try them and see how they do. Maybe they're better than I think. So I can't even pull it. So they are too aggressive. So, but if you have a little bit of good time, you can definitely cut some rope and you can chop some rope. So that's okay. It's only $8 knife, guys. So let's see a little bit of chopping here. We can almost hit you guys. We can start with some light chopping, and this cut's okay. And take a little bit bigger one here. I will say if you have to go with this knife here a whole day and chop with it, you will be exhausted. Not by cardio, but in your hands. There are very amount of shocks in the handle. But it's better if you choke up on it back here. It's hurt too much. So if you hold it here, a normal grip is not so bad. So you can chop some light thing with it, and let's see if you can make some light chopping here. And I'll say it chops okay. It's only 160 grams, guys. That's not like this Pole Force Tactical 9 here, who is over 400 grams. So of course this chops better, but this also cost around $300. So that's $8 knife here, guys. So that's a really cheap budget knife. And if you are on a budget and you want to go hiking, not hiking, but hiking with your friends, and you need a knife, and I know there are many comments now say you just to save up a little bit more and you buy a knife for $40 or $50, but if you don't have the biggest interest in knives and you just want a knife for a week or two or maybe for several times, you'll take out camping with your friends, and you also have to have a knife. I'll say $8 knife can easily fulfill this perfect, and you can make some good spear there. If there are something I really would have liked to have done the serrations there, if they only have just not, I only want the edge all the way, because that's better when you have to the serration here. You can't, of course, do a little bit cutting there, but not too much. But you can make a pretty good spear. And I will say, of course, this tip here, you should not play by with this tip. This tip is so thin, but it has some very good stabbing ability, and you go deep, guys. And I'll say this handle here, I'll really say, and I have big hands. It's the 3XL hands or something like that. That's Viking hands, and look how it fit my hands here. It fits perfect here and here, and this guard here is also it's not soft or anything. It's a pretty good handle. So that's okay. That's something if you have to use this for a week or. Okay, let's see if it can be turned. Some small things here. If you had to go camping with your friends and you also want to make a little bit turning here. If I have some stick here, and I see it can easily, there's a big knot there, maybe the knife will go over in two, and we are finished with this review here, but it's his job has been done pretty okay. Actually, let's take this. This is a bigger piece. So let's go on here. And remember, guys, and I'll say this many times in this video here, it's only $8 knife. So the best you can get from eBay. So take a little bit bigger piece here. Now it gets funny. And again, if maybe if you have a budget on $20, you can buy 2 or 3 of them, and if you destroy one, you can go over and also if you have a low budget and you have maybe one good knife like this, and you don't have so much money and you want a backup knife, this also can function as that. So it don't have to be an expensive knife, and you can see now I have betona there nothing. The handle is still hold on, and the knife is straight. And let's go through it one more time. And of course I'm not hitting the tip of the knife, and it's pretty okay. See if hammer it in like this. You can definitely split some light wood here. And it's actually have to go a little bit. There you go. It's soft. It's very soft, this wood there. And the knife is, no, I had a slightly bent, not much, but I can make this, and I'm back in business again, guys. So let's make a little bit more chopping here for some bigger lock here, and see how it goes. And you go through it, and of course only 160 grams, so you don't have the biggest amount of chopping power, but you are going slowly and steady to it. And a pretty good wood flying there. So let's do one more time there. There we go. And let's see here if there's not a choil there in the ricasso, but you can put your finger there, and I don't know if, I think when the edge is all the way up there, I have to do something like this. So let's see if oh yes, $8 knife, make feather sticks with ease. That's no problem. You can, I would say, and there are not many people out there who will agree in this, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to make feather sticks with the knife that's not so razor sharp, because when it's so sharp, you cut too deep in the wood. So when you do like this, and this sharp, this knife here is okay sharp, but it's not razor sharp, but it's sharp enough to make some feather sticks. So no problems there. So let's go on and test a little bit more, guys. Okay, guys, let's try to throw this knife here. And I know if you don't hit it correctly, it will probably bend, but you don't know. You never know. So I'll try to find the distance, and this that can maybe take a little bit time, but let's try it and see how we're doing. Oh yeah. Maybe back up a little bit. Oh yes. It's a throwing knife, guys. Let's try it one more time. Oh yes. Maybe when I said before, this is not a knife for the Navy SEAL, but maybe maybe you can use it anyway. So let's try this one more time. And yes, that was a perfect one. And there's a full spin, guys. And I will take you in here so you can see the knife is still straight. I don't know if there are some focus. That's my biggest problem. But the knife is still straight, and the tip is still straight. So let's try it one more time just for fun. And see if I can do it again. Yes, it flies pretty good, and you can see. And you can see here, it go pretty deep. So it's not always a good thing to have a big fat blade. So that's pretty okay. So let's go on. That's here, guys, where you really have to be careful with this knife here, because if you see the thickness of it, and again, if you take the thickness of this knife, you can see that it's a whole nother world. So, but again, if you have to do a little thing, this wood has not the hardest wood, because you can see it's a little bit soft. But let's try to dig down to where the wood are getting a little bit harder, and you can see now. There. Now we are in where the wood begins to go harder, and see there, I'm pre-bang a little bit, and the tip are still straight. But of course, if I will, I can bend this knife here in 2 seconds. But again, as I said before, if you are on a low budget and you want to camp with your friends and you don't have a knife and you need something you can take out and be in the game for a little bit, this is also, if you use your head, you can make some fine things there. If you want to use this, it's good to start a fire. So if you use it with caution and use your head, you can make some small prey bars on this $8 knife here. Let's see, guys, if you can make a little fire. I've made some feather sticks there, and this is the fire still. Normally, when I go out, I got my Kennetech multi-tool here, and I always use this as a file, and this is very good to make some sparks there without hurting the fire steel too much. So, but let's see if this knife here have some sharp edges, so you can maybe a little bit there, so you can make a fire with it. And another thing I've not mentioned, if you also just need a knife for defense, this is not a quick draw because of the sheet. it will hang on in the seat there, but maybe you can make something yourself. And that's a pretty good defense weapon. This is light, so, and again, it's only $8. So let's try to see if we can make some. Oh yeah, it's really, I'll say that the spine here really have some sharp edges. So, but I don't know, the wood here is not, it's not the driest wood in the world, because we have so much rain here lately. But let's try to. I have a little bit of the nylon rope in it. I cut in the start of the video, so maybe it. Come on. There we go. So I have again, as I mentioned before, I have knife for $200. You can't even make a spark on a fire still with, because that's not a 90-degree spine. But if you have some $8 knife here, there's no problem to make a fire. And you can say, if you're going out with your friends and they come with the expensive knife and they can't start a fire, you can take your $8 knife and show them how. So, so that's something that's awesome. And I will say, you have seen I have baton with the knife, I have thrown the knife, and I have made a little bit pray bar with the knife. And if you can live with the serrations there, I will say I really love the handle. It could easy. I'm not that guy, because I have many knives. Also, it always have to be some expensive knife I have to take out. So I could easily take this as my backup knife. Normally I have my folder, my Cold Steel SA1 folder, but you can also have this as your backup. And as I said before, it has a very good handle. And this is an $8 knife, and you have this seat here. If this is the only money you got, or you don't want to spend anything on a knife, this is pretty okay. You can use it for a little use like this. No, it's not for 3 days hiking out in the woods, and but you can make a little bit through it, and it's a pretty okay throwing knife. If you have a little bit more money, I will say this Cold Steel GI Chanto here, I have made a video where I had broken the tip, and I have refiled it, and you have a little bit better. You have a little bit better steel here, and a little bit more heft to the knife, and a little bit thicker spine there. So I don't know if you all. I think you all know the GI Chanto. So, but you can see it's a little bit heftier knife. But it's around $40, so you can say you can almost buy you can almost buy 4 or 5 of these knives here for the same price. But the one thing that makes this a little bit better is the sheet. So I'll say, if you think you want to have, if you only want a knife to go out for 1 weekend, and you want a knife for defense or laying in the car or something, this is pretty okay. There's nothing wrong with that, and even if I baton and throw it, there's nothing loose in the handle. And so, but again, I don't think this is a knife you can have for 10 years. But this knife here for $40 from Cold Steel, if you use your head when you use it, and you can have this for many years. This knife here I have for many years. It lays in the car, and I broke the tip, but I just belt sanded it down, and now it's good functional again. That's also a badass knife. But this is not the knife today. This is the knife today, and I'll say for $8, guys, the best eBay can buy. Yes, I can make a destruction video in 5 seconds with this knife here. because the steel is so thin, and it's only stainless steel. But and I don't I don't think the heat treatment are perfect. But in my use here, I have not. There's no chipping in the knife, and I think this it's pretty sharp. Okay, I don't know if I have some rope here. I can try to make a cut. Last time here, you can still cut some rope with it, and it's functional. Okay. So again, I don't know what else I can say about it, because I really think for the price, you get a pretty okay knife, and you can expect anything with a knife for $8. And again, I know I've mentioned this 60 times before, but the handle, guys, I would say, if Cold Steel will make this GI Chancho here and put this handle on it, I know they have some guard there integrated, but that's a really awesome handle. So so that will be a good combination. But so yes, pretty okay knife, $8. Would I throw it away, or worth it? Yes. I will definitely keep it in my collection, and I will not be ashamed or afraid to take this knife out if we have to do something on the campfire or something like this. I think this is pretty okay, and if any other laugh at you, you can just say, yeah, but I have 4 more in my backpack and only give $40 for all 4. So I really think it's worth the money. So yes. Okay, guys, I only have one thing more to say. Don't go hiking. Go hiking!